And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas from Mars, back again with this MLB Show 22 franchise here, the Miami Marlins rebuild, as we will start by doing a couple of play-a-lot games here with a couple of players that, again, as the trade deadline here is approaching, and it'll be the next episode of this franchise here. We're going to look at some guys that I'm really thinking about moving at the deadline, and one of them is Brian De La Cruz, who has that potential up to C now, and then Jesus Aguilar, of course. Jesus Aguilar decreasing in the stats as we saw last time, and definitely a likely trade candidate. I don't think there's really any reason for me to not go ahead and trade him at the deadline, but we're gonna play a lot with these two players here in this episode, and then we're gonna focus on a important series here with the Mets coming up. But the Marlins entering this episode 53 and 45, 8 games above 500, facing the Pittsburgh Pirates here in this series. As on the mound for the Pirates in this one is Zach Thompson. Zach Thompson's actually had a very good season for Pittsburgh this year with a 2.72 ERA and over 110 innings. But the offense for Miami here early on gets a big 2-run home run courtesy of Jesus Sanchez. And so we're going to go into this at bat here with Jesus Aguilar, batting 271 with 15 home runs and 56 RBIs overall this season. And the first at bat for him in this game is a grounder over to shortstop, and that'll be the end of the top of the first inning. O'Neal Cruz takes care of it for the third and final out here. 2 runs for Miami in that top of the first inning. And on the mound in this game is Sixto Sanchez for the Marlins, who has had a, not that great of a season so far with that ERA sitting at 4.59. Looks to improve on that ERA here against, not a very great lineup in Pittsburgh here. But immediately gives up a run here in the first, but not before getting it out, and it's 2-1 now, as we're in the top of the third inning. And there's a double, a base hit, and a run scored on another single by Jorge Soler. 2 men on here with 2 men out as Jesus Aguilar comes back up to the plate for his second at bat of the game. Here comes a 2-1 pitch to Aguilar. A ground ball, and a stop by O'Neal Cruz at short, and he's going to make the throw across the diamond to first base to get the out. And O'Neal Cruz has gotten Jesus Aguilar out both times he's been up today, and man, that was a really good play there. A diving stop made to get that final out. So in the quick managing again here, the Pirates will make it a 1-run game there with a RBI single. It's 3-2 now, and there's a home run from Jesus Sanchez again. 3 for 3 now in this game is Sanchez with a couple of homers. He's been impressive in this one, and up comes Jesus Aguilar again. 0 for 2 so far. He swings and drives it up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Perfect swing timing there on that one for Aguilar. And a single back up the middle here. 2 men on and 2 men out, and a 12-game hitting streak now for Jesus Aguilar. He's been hitting the ball very effectively here recently. Now here's Garrett Cooper. 1 for 2 in this game. In a big spot here in this one right now with 2 out and 2 on. Here comes an 0-1 from Zach Thompson. It's a line drive, and that one's going to fall in for a base hit. 1 run will score. The throw. Oh, never mind. The throw to the plate is in time. Jumped the gun a little bit there, as that is going to be the end of the 5th inning. A good play by the left fielder here for Pittsburgh, and they get Jazz Chisholm. I believe that was Jazz Chisholm trying to go home there and score on that play, and it remains a 4-2 game. So, Sixto here trying to get through the 5th inning. He will, as Quinn Priester comes on, and there's another home run from Jesus Sanchez. A 3-run shot. Unbelievable. It is 7-2, and Jesus Sanchez is 4 for 4 in this game. And now Jesus Aguilar is going to crush one deep and into the gap, and that ball's off the wall. Aguilar will go here into second base. Jazz Chisholm is going to score. And another run trying to score there as Soler is cut down at home plate trying to go home there on that play. But an RBI double here for Jesus Aguilar, who gets his second hit of the game. And it is now an 8-2 lead for Miami. 6-0 here now. Luis Hernandez comes on, and there's a double by Ben Gamble, and then a 3-run home run by Daniel Vogelbach. And oh my goodness, a 5-run inning by Pittsburgh. And all of a sudden, it is a 1-run game, but there's another home run. Jazz Chisholm, who's 4 for 5 in this one, gets a bomb there, a solo homer, and it's a 9-7 game here in the 8th inning. A double, a single, and an RBI for Jesus Aguilar. My goodness, what a wild game this has been here in Pittsburgh. Now, in 2-1 here is a swing and a miss there on a slider. Really good pitch from Will Crow here, the pitcher, and way too early on that one was Aguilar here. As a 2-2 pitch now to Aguilar is going to be a fly ball. Good swing time, going to foul territory, and it is going to fall in foul, and the count will remain here 2-2, and a good at-bat here from Jesus Aguilar. Late on that swing timing there. Another 2-2 is on the corner there on the outside part of the plate for strike 3. Great pitch by Will Crow there to get the strikeout. And middle of the 8th inning here, and it's a 9-7 lead for Miami. 19 hits in this game by the Marlins. That is incredible. We are going to go into the bottom of the 8th inning here with 1 down and all the way across the diamond, and it pulls Jesus Aguilar off of the bag. And a man is on here now in error by Joey Wendell at third base. Richard Blair is on the mound here for Miami in a 2-run game. Now here's Daniel Vogelbach. A home run, a single, and 3 RBIs into this one. A big part of that 5-run inning by Pittsburgh. Here comes a 2-1, and still in second base is the runner, and there is not going to be a chance to get the runner there. Brian Hayes still second base easily here in a decent jump, but it appeared that Jacob Stallings was not prepared for a stolen base attempt there. And now Daniel Vogelbach here is going to cash in right away on that stolen base. It's a ground ball back up the middle, and no throw will throw to the plate, but not going to be nearly in time. Brian Hayes will score, and Daniel Vogelbach with another RBI makes it a 1-run game here in the 8th inning. A slider there, and a good swing by Vogelbach on that pitch. So they're going to go here for a pinch runner to Capita Mercado, I believe is how you pronounce that name. They're going to try and stall a pickoff move there, and a good move by Richard Blair there. A pickoff attempt, and it actually works out. They get the runner trying to go to second base there. It looks like he was going to want to steal on that pitch, and so now 2 down here in the inning. Michael Chavis will ground it over to Wendell, who will go the short way over to second base to end the inning. So Daniel Vogelbach makes it a 1-run game here in the 8th inning, but the Marlins still control here a 1-run lead. It's 9-8 at the end of 8 innings here in this one tonight. And here comes Dylan out of the bullpen here, and Dill 422 saves and 27 opportunities here. A big opportunity here for him, and he gets a swing and a miss and a strikeout here of that hitter, and there's a big out number 1 on Brian Reynolds. Cannot catch up a little bit in front, way out in front of that off-speed pitch there. And now 1 down here in the inning for Jake Marisnick now. As Fleur leans in, and the first pitch here to Marisnick is a ground ball to Wendell. And there is a throw across the diamond. This one he is going to get 1 out in time. And now the Marlins are 1 out away here from a victory here in this one. As Roberto Perez comes on for Pittsburgh here. The last chance and the last strike now. And a ground ball that is going to get through and into center field as Sanchez brings it back in to the plate. So the Pittsburgh is not done yet in this game. They have the time run on base for Matt Frazier now. Here comes a pitch to Matt Frazier, 3 for 5 in the game, and that is a grounder foul. Then it's an 0-2 count now. Again, down to their last strike. And Dylan Floro comes set. A ground ball over to Birdie. He is going to go across the diamond to first base, and that is going to be the end of the game. And Miami will hold on here in a 9-8 final. The offenses here in this game certainly did a lot, as Jesus Aguilar is 2 for 5 in this one with a double and an RBI. McDonald was right next to me here, and I don't know if you heard him breathing there into the microphone, but a really good and a close, tight game in this one here on the Marlins. Improved it 9 games by 500 with this big-time victory. Daniel Vogelbach for the Pirates had quite the day. And Dylan Floro with a big strikeout of Brian Reynolds. And there again is one more look at the final out. 19 hits for the Miami Marlins in this one, as the offense here as was really impressive. Jesus Sanchez, definitely the player of the game, ended up being 4 for 5 in this one with 3 home runs and a double. He was insane in this one. 6 RBIs tonight for Jesus Sanchez. Really impressive there. Jazz Chisholm was also 4 for 5 with an RBI. And Aguilar, of course, had the other RBI in this one. His 57th of the season here. As, man, what a day for the offense. And everybody got a hit in this lineup for Miami, except for Jacob Stallings, who went 0 for 5 in this one. The pitching on the pitching side, Sanchez didn't really pitch that great, unfortunately, and Hernandez didn't really either. But outside of Hernandez, the bullpen for the Marlins in this game was pretty impressive. Blair did give up a run, but it was unearned there in the 8th inning of this one, and Floro got his 23rd save of the season. So now we move on to the next game here in this series against the Pirates here. We're going to clear luck now with Brian De La Cruz, Miami 54 and 45 here on the year in this one, as we go into the player lock scenario, and highlighting there Brian Reynolds for the Pirates. But on the mound for Pittsburgh in this one is Jared Eichhoff, who's not been that great this year in 12 starts this season, over a 4 ERA. That's who the Brian De La Cruz will have to match up against here, and he is leading the team in terms of average this season right now, batting .291 with that OPS at .840, 9 home runs, 35 RBIs on the season. So here comes the first pitch of this at bat to him is a drive and a perfect swing timing pitch, and it is going to be off the wall for extra bases. And Brian De La Cruz is into second base with a double. His 22nd of the year. And a perfect swing timing there. A great swing by De La Cruz. And a look at that ball just off the wall there in right field for an extra base knock. Great swing there by De La Cruz. And he's on now for Jesus Aguilar. 4-1 to Aguilar's a ground ball. And that is going to be a ground out to Oneil Cruz. As actually it gets past the first baseman here. And De La Cruz is going to make his way over to third base here. As that's going to be an error on the shortstop there. And, man, a big-time throwing error. Puts man on the corners with 1 out for Garrett Cooper. He's batting .269 on the average, and a big-time RBI opportunity here for him in the second inning. Full count pitch from Eichhoff is a ground ball, and that is going to get through and into right field for a base hit. That's going to score a run as De La Cruz touches home plate, and Miami is up ahead 1-0 here in this one now. And Jesus Luzardo gives up a 2-run home run, but Joey Wendell responds with a home run of his own in the top of the third inning here, and now Brian De La Cruz comes on with 2 on and 1 out here in the top of the third inning. 1 for 1 with that double he had earlier. Back in the first inning, and there's a curveball outside that misses for ball 3. And that one is high for ball 4. A walk and another runner on base. The bases are now loaded here for Jesus Aguilar. Again, 0 for 1, reached on an error last time up. Big time opportunity in a tie game here for Aguilar now. And here comes the pitch. It is a fly ball out into the outfield here, and that is going to be caught by the left fielder, and coming home is Aguilar, or no, that's Chisholm, and he will score on a sac fly by Jesus Aguilar. So Aguilar gets a big-time RBI there, and Miami is up 3-2 now in this game, and Garrett Cooper is going to ground it over to third base, and that'll land the top of the third inning, and Brian De La Cruz gets on with that walk and a big-time RBI by Jesus Aguilar. 3 runs on 3 hits for Miami here, and it's 3-2. We go to the top of the 5th. Brian De La Cruz up again, and he's going to swing a drive into the outfield here and into right. It's a liner right to the outfielder there in right field for the Pirates. And so, middle of the 5th, the game remains a 3-2 lead for Miami. We go now to the top of the 8th, and the Pittsburgh Pirates have taken the lead now in this one here, 3-4. As De La Cruz 1 for 2 in this one. Full count, and that is a circle change that misses for ball 4. Chris Stratton cannot find the zone there against De La Cruz. And now there's a man on for Jesus Aguilar. And that sacrifice fly and that RBI. 1-2 to him is a ground ball, and nice stop by Vogelback. They get one there, and across to the pitcher to get the double play. And now 2 down here in the inning as we move on to the bottom of the 8th inning. And Brian De La Cruz here is going to settle underneath this ball and make the catch to end the 8th inning. The Marlins here are down to their final 3 outs as we go into the 9th inning. They're down by 1. And let's see if they can muster up a rally in the top of the 9th inning, and they cannot, as they do get a man on base, but no runs for the Marlins there, and they will fall here to the Pirates 4-3, the final score in this one. 1 for 2 in this game overall for Brian De La Cruz with a couple of walks, got on base 3 times in total, and the Marlins fall here in this one 4-3. As a snapshot of the box score here, you had Joey Wendell, overall 2 for 5 with an RBI for Garrett Cooper as well. And Jesus Luzardo only gave up 1 hit in 6.1 innings, 3 runs, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Overall, pretty decent performance by him starting in this game. And Hernandez, 1.1 scoreless innings. Bender gave up a run in the only out that he needed to get in the bottom of the 7th inning. But Miami falls in that one here, 4-3. We go back to the calendar here, and the Marlins will be facing Cincinnati here. We're just going to sim this series, and the offense here for the Marlins going absolutely crazy in this one. They ended up winning this final game against Pittsburgh here by a final of 6-1. A home run by Birdie and Stallings. Birdie had 4 RBIs in this one, and Paulo Lopez, once again, another incredible start. He is at a 2.21 ERA right now. 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, a couple of walks, and 7 strikeouts for him. And a 11-run performance here from the offense in this one against Cincinnati. They're now 10 games above 500 here. As an RBI, 3 of them for Sanchez, who had a triple as well in this one. Joey Wendell had 4 RBIs. Garrett Cooper had 3 of them. And Williams Astudillo had an RBI as well. And Sandy Alcantara gets the win. He's now actually 7-3 on the season this year. 5 runs in off of 5 hits in 7 innings. And Scott, 2 scoreless frames. And the Reds, one of the worst teams in the league here this season. They have been really bad this year. As we're going to sim past an injury from AAA. But the Marlins fall here in that game, a 4-3 final. And they now are actually behind in this division against the Braves have actually taken the lead right now. They're 5 games back. No, they're a half game back of the division now. in this one as we go back to the calendar here to finish off these 2 games against Cincinnati here. And a player lock scenario as Sixto Sanchez has been really good in this one, but we're not going to go into this game here as a 4-0 win by Cincinnati, or by the Marlins here to avoid 10 games above 500. A double by De La Cruz with a couple of RBIs from him today, or in that one as well, and a complete game, 9-inning shutout for for Sixto Sanchez, one of his better starts of the year. 9 innings, 8 hits, and 5 strikeouts. Impressive stuff there from him. And, Jorge Soler, 2 for 2 with a couple of home runs in this one in a 5-4 game, but we're going to sim this one as well. The Marlins win this one 6-4, and they are now 58-47, a total 11 games above 500, and they would take 3 of 4 in this series from Cincinnati. We have 2 home runs from Jorge Soler, a home run from Joey Wendell, and a home run from John Birdie as well. All the RBIs scored courtesy of the long ball in this one for Miami. And a 3 RBI night for Stevenson, and a home run from Schrock as well. And overall, not an amazing start from Jesus Luzardo, but the bullpen came in and did their job, shut the door down, and Dylan Floro gets his 24th save of the season. So a monster series here against New York, 57-46. We are tied atop the NL East, right now, and the Braves sending a game back of the division here. So this is a huge 3-game series here as we end this month of here of July. And Jacob deGrom and Pablo Lopez, the pitching matchup in this one. And we will go into this game, a full game here between the Mets and the Marlins. And this is going to be the final episode before the trade deadline here. We're going to have one more full game in the next episode before the trade deadline. And then we'll have the trade deadline in that next episode. But this is going to be one of the final opportunities probably to see at least Jesus Aguilar. I'm pretty determined that we're going to trade him at the deadline. Maybe we trade, I'm not sure if we'll trade anybody else at the moment, but the Mets here in their alternate road uniforms and the City Connect jerseys for the Miami Marlins here in this game. Pablo Lopez in 21 starts this season, only a 6-7 record, but a 2.22 ERA and 134 innings pitched. He is just absolutely incredible this season, 108 strikeouts this year. And Pete Alonso here in the bottom of the first inning with 2 men outs, and JD Davis on the bench here. The count is 3-1. Here to Pete Alonso here as Pablo Lopez looks to get back in the zone. And that one is high for ball 4. So a walk here. And now JD Davis comes up. So the Marlins again in their City Connect uniforms here. And there's a fly ball over to Brian De La Cruz, who makes the catch to end the top of the first inning. And, I cannot say enough about how much I love these Miami Marlins City Connect uniforms. This is kind of one of the reasons that I chose this team as our rebuild, because these jerseys are so good. But here's Jacob deGrom, and he might have been injured a little bit this season, because this is only his 14th start of the year. He's only pitched 87 innings, but he's been unbelievable in those 87 innings pitched. So this offense is going to have a hard task up against one of the better pitchers in the league, in Jacob deGrom here. But Joey Wendell leading things off, 277 on the average with 8 home runs and almost 30 RBIs. And a 2-0 and a ham is a fly ball, center field. Racing back is a center fielder, and right out in front of the wall. The catch is made. I believe that's Brandon Nimmo out there in center field, as you see Joey Wendell there. Jesus Sanchez batting 266 now. Josh Chisholm batting 251. Jorge Soler, Brian De La Cruz still batting 293. Jesus Aguilar, Garrett Cooper, John Birdie, Jacob Stallings. Overall, a decent lineup here. And decent averages. There's a ground ball, and that is going to be a double play to end the bottom of the first inning, and that single. And a base runner there wiped away as the Marlins did get a base hit in that bottom of the first inning. But after 1 here, we have no score in this one. So go bottom of the second inning here now. Jorge Soler is at the plate. And here comes an 0-2 to him. Is a swing and a miss. And a high four-seam fastball. There was a brilliant pitch right there by Jacob deGrom. And I actually think he might have been out in front of that pitch there. And just a filthy pitch there to Jorge Soler. Now, full count pitch to Jesus Aguilar here. And he's going to pop it up. Fly ball, shallow left field. And racing on over to make the catch there is the outfielder. That is going to be the final out of the top of the third inning. Here is Francisco Lindor is up here in the top of the third inning. And an 0-2 pitch to him is a swing and a miss there on a cutter. And Pablo Lopez with his first strikeout of the evening here. Now here's James McCann. And a 1-2 pitch to him. And now he is going to swing and miss and strike out on a cutter there high. Brilliant pitch by Pablo Lopez here. And a couple of strikeouts to begin this top of the third inning. And James McCann way late on that cutter there at the top of the zone. So now Luis Guillorme is up here. 1-2 to him. It is a fly ball. Brian De La Cruz is going to back up and make the catch to end the inning here in the top of the third inning. So still no score here in this ball game. Both offenses quiet so far. And here's Garrett Cooper batting .276, 11 homers and 39 RBIs on the season. And here comes a 1-1 pitch here to Cooper. Here's a swing and a drive, and that ball is going to get down and it's going to roll all the way to the gap. The left fielder cannot catch that, get up to that one, and all the way to second base with a double. Here's Garrett Cooper, his 11th of this season. Now here's Jacob Stallings at the plate, and he is going to swing and drive on into the gap. That ball's down. Center fielder is up with it, and Wendell is going to go home and score on that base hit by Jacob Stallings. And the Mets here take the lead in this one in the bottom of the third inning. It is a 1-0 lead for Miami. Great swing by Jacob Stallings. A big-time RBI for him. Now here's Jesus Sanchez, and he's going to ground it over to third base. Over to shortstop, Lindor. Takes care of it, but Jacob Stallings gets the Marlins on the board here in the third inning, and it's 1-0 Miami as we go into the fourth inning. With a really good start so far from Pablo Lopez today. As we go into the top of the fourth inning, and here is Pete Alonso coming up batting .283 this year. And, I mean, he's been excellent this season. 25 home runs and 71 RBIs here on this season. And a 3-1 pitch here by Pablo Lopez to him. Here's a ground ball, and that one is going to get through. And into center, or actually into right field for a base hit. Or Brian De La Cruz is the right fielder, but that was right into center field. 2-on for Jeff McNeil here, and Jeff McNeil is going to fly a ball deep center field. Jesus Sanchez is right in front of the wall to make the catch, tagging up from second base. There is the runner, and now the man on the corners here with one out. Definitely the most dangerous situation we've seen Pablo Lopez be in tonight. And there's a swing and a fly ball. Sanchez is going to get there, settling underneath it to make the play. And he does work his way around that jam there in the top of the fourth inning. So it still remains 1-0. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Here's Jazz Chisholm at the plate. And Chisholm is going to swing and drive one into the outfield here. That one's going to go all the way to the wall. And Jazz Chisholm is going to have himself an extra base knock here. A double into the left center field gap. Number 21 on the season for Jazz Chisholm. And now it's Roy Soler. And Soler's going to drive one. That one's going to fall in. Yes, it will. Center field. And Chisholm will score. And, man, Jorge Soler has been this team's best hitter all year. And he comes through clutch with another huge base hit and an RBI. There's a four-seamer in tights there. And a good swing by Jorge Soler to get the run and score. Now it's 2-0 Miami. And there is a swing and a miss on Brian De La Cruz. Only the second strikeout of this game for Jacob deGrom. But that was a really good pitch there. And De La Cruz could not catch up to it there. Now one down in the inning for Jesus Aguilar and attempt to steal second base. And they get him stealing, or trying to steal second base there. Jorge Soler cut down at second base. And I mean, the throw wasn't the most ideal, but a good recovery by the second baseman McNeil there to get the tag applied. And now Jesus Aguilar is going to fly one into right field and on in to make the catch. Is the right fielder to end the top of the, or the bottom of the fourth inning. But another couple of hits and another RBI from Jorge Soler. And we're to the end of the fourth. 2-0 Miami. Starting Marte up now, and there's a changeup on the bottom of the zone for strike 3. The third K for Pablo Lopez here, and he is through 5 innings now. Scoreless, only has allowed 2 hits all night. Another excellent Pablo Lopez start in this game. I mean, no surprise. He's been so good all year. There's a swing and a miss on a nasty slider right there. Man, that was a brilliant pitch right there. And, I mean, just no chance as DeGrom, an 8-inch break on that one for strike 3. Third of the game for DeGrom. 0-2. And there's a four-seam fastball right there in the zone. And a clear as day strike to John Burry. The 4th K now of the game. And here comes a full count pitch now to Jacob Stallings. And it's at the top of the zone. Strike 3 called. And a strikeout on the side from Jacob DeGrom there in the 5th inning. And he's got 5 now on the night. That was, I mean, that's just regular Jacob DeGrom solid stuff there. What we're used to seeing him throw, as that is a pitch that runs in and hits Luis Guillorme. And now here's Pete Alonso, a leadoff base runner on for the Mets here in this 6th inning. As a 1-1 is a fly ball, and that one is going to fall in, and it's going to drop into left field. Garrett Cooper brings it back on into the infield, but 2 men are on here, and nobody out. Here is J.D. Davis. First pitch of the at-bat to J.D. Davis is a drive into center field. Sanchez races after it, and that ball is gone! J.D. Davis with a monster slam here. A 3-run jack, and the Mets, just like that, take the lead here in the 6th inning. Man, what a big-time swing from J.D. Davis there. And it does just get over the wall in right center field. And that is going to be a strikeout, though, by Pablo Lopez to recover from the home run. But, man, a disappointing home run there given up by Pablo Lopez, as now the Mets have the lead here. 3-2, as there's a stolen base attempt here. And they're not going to be able to get the out there. Mark Canha is able to get the stolen base there. And now Francisco Lindor, a 3-1 pitch to him. Apollo is at 97 pitches, and there's a drive into center field. That ball's down, and Mark Canha is going to come around third, and he's going to score. The throw is offline, and another run for the Mets. It is 4-2. A big-time swing from Francisco Lindor on a four-seam fastball that caught a little bit too much on the plate there from Pablo Lopez, and it looks like that is going to be the end of the night for Pablo Lopez here today, as they're going to go and pitching, and they do a pitching change here. And Pablo Lopez overall, you know, we're in the 6th inning. He went 5 and I think 1 2/3 innings pitched here, 4 runs, 5 strikeouts. Not an overall awful performance from Pablo Lopez here. He had a really good start to this game, but kind of slipped a little bit there near the end. But here's Anthony Bender out of the bullpen for the Marlins here in this situation. And now Aguilar picks it up and races over to the bag to end the top of the 6th inning. So 5.2 innings overall in total from Pablo Lopez today. But now the Mets all of a sudden are behind in this one, and Pablo Lopez in danger of being handed a loss in this game, as there's a swing and a ball that drops in for a base hit. And a good swing there, and a ball that just falls in for a single there. Now a man on for Jesus Sanchez. 1 for 2 in this game so far. There's a line drive, and it is going to get down and off the wall for a single, and it's going to be a base, and it's going to be a double. They are not sure. Sanchez hesitated a little bit to get to second base, but he does end up getting there. So now, second and third for Jazz Chisholm, and he is going to swing and miss there. I mean, that was a slider right down the middle of the plate. He's got to swing it, got to make contact with that one, but 1 for 2 with a double and a run so far in this game. An excellent RBI opportunity, and he takes a four-seam fastball from DeGrom there for strike 3. DeGrom is still throwing triple digits in this one today, and there's strikeout number 6 for him in this one. A slider right down the middle, and that strikeout there on that four-seam fastball. Definitely got to swing at that one. Now here's Roy Soler, and Soler's going to fly one into the center field. That ball is going to be caught, and a tag up, and that's going to score on as Joey Wendell comes across to score, and it is a one-run game as another sacrifice fly. And another RBI for Jorge Soler, he's been really key in this game. And, of course, in this season, there's a swing and a miss by Brian De La Cruz there on a four-seam fastball to end the inning. So it ended up being a 7-strikeout night for Jacob DeGrom, who goes 6 innings today, 7 hits, 3 runs allowed, and 7 strikeouts. So a pretty good performance, and he is in line for the victory in this one tonight. So we go into the 7th with Anthony Bender still continuing to pitch here. Starling Marte is going to take a slider there right down the middle. Not a good 2-strike pitch from Bender, but it does end up working in his favor here. Pete Alonso now, he's going to ground it over to Aguilar. Aguilar makes the play, and that is going to be the end of the top of the 7th inning. Stretch time in Miami. And the Marlins still trail by a run here in this one. Middle of the 7th, it's still 4-3. So we go bottom 7 here. Garrett Cooper up, and Jacob DeGrom still actually pitching right now as Garrett Cooper is going to drive one in the gap, but that ball is going to get down, and it's going to roll to the wall as Cooper is going to get into second base with a double. Now the one out here in the 7th inning. Cooper with his 12th of the season, his 2nd of this game. And a good drive there way into the gap, and no chance to get that ball. And that is going to be the end of the game for DeGrom. So he gets into the 7th inning here, 6.1 innings tonight, but 8 hits, 3 runs, is on tap for the runner that is on second base right now. But overall, good performance for Jacob DeGrom tonight in this one, no doubt about that.
Your attention, please.
So here is John Curtis out of the bullpen for the New York Mets, and in 15 innings this year, a 3 ERA, so a decent season so far for John Curtis in this season so far, and he has got a big-time situation here and a responsibility with 2 men on and 2 men out and a man on second base for Jacob Stallings. A single on RBI earlier in the game here for Stallings. And let's see, the pitch here is a pop-up over to the first base side, and Pete Alonso is underneath it to make the catch. And man, Stallings is upset with himself on that one, and understandably so, as that is going to be the end of the 7th inning, and the Marlins are still going to trail here by a run as we go into the 8th. And here is out of the bullpen Seth Lugo, and he's only pitched 12.1 innings, and he's been all right so far in 12.1 innings tonight. As here is Jesus Sanchez, and he is going to take a 4-seamer there at the knees for strike 3. And man, that is a monster second out here in the 8th. As here is Jazz Chisholm, 1 for 3 in the game so far. And here comes a 1-0. And that ball is going to get down, and it's going to roll to the wall. And here's extra bases for Jazz Chisholm. As he's going to get into second base with a big-time double. And Jazz Chisholm with his 22nd double of the year. And now here is Jorge Soler, 1 for 2 in this game with a single and 2 RBIs in this one tonight. He's had a big impact in this game already. And batting .262 on the season. Here comes an 0-1. There's a swing and a drive into left field. Back goes Canna. He's at the wall. That ball's gone. Oh, Jorge Soler has done it to Seth Lugo again this season. A monster going at 8th inning homer. Number 25 on the year. And the Mets now trail the Marlins. Have taken a 5-4 lead. Wow, and with 4 outs left for the Miami Marlins to work with, how about Jorge Soler? How clutch has he been this season? He now has 4 RBIs in this game. And, I mean, he had a monster 8th inning home run against Seth Lugo earlier this season. I don't know which episode that was in, but he had a big-time home run against Seth Lugo earlier this year in the 8th inning, and he does it to Seth Lugo for the 2nd time this season to give the Marlins the lead. How about that? Man, Jorge Soler has been just incredible this year. I mean, I did not, I knew he was probably going to be one of our better hitters on this team going into this season, but I did certainly not expect him to be as good as he has been this year. He's been just incredible. So at the end of the 8th inning, and now Dylan Floro is going to come on for a monster save opportunity all of a sudden here. And 24 out of 29 in save opportunities so far. That ERA is still really low at a 1.83 this season. And here's Francisco Lindor to begin the inning. And hey, there's a fly ball over to the outfielder here. Garrett Cooper makes the catch to get 1 out here in the 9th. Yeah, Dylan Floro now 2 outs away here. And the Marlins are 2 outs away from taking the lead in this division over the New York Mets now. And here's Starling Marte. The Mets down to their final out tonight. Full count pitch here from Dylan Floro. Is a fly ball. Center field. Sanchez is going to get there underneath it to make the play. That's going to end the inning, or end the game. And the Mets fall in this one 4-5. And the big story, of course, in this one, Jorge Soler, absolutely clutch. 3 RBIs in this one, or 4 RBIs for him in this one today. And that big 2-run home run in the bottom of the 8th inning gives the Marlins the win here in this one. Jacob Stallings, the only other guy for the Marlins in this one to get an RBI today, as a big 3-run home run by J.D. Davis we saw, and that big RBI single by Francisco Lindor, but we saw the Mets come back in this one and win it 4-5. So they will take the lead here in this division by a half of the game after that win. And so there's another look at the home run by Soler. So again, next time in this franchise will be the trade deadline. We'll have a full game, I believe, between these two teams here in the finale of this series. And then we will get to the trade deadline here where some big moves will be made, I would assume here. Don't want to tell you guys what those moves will look like exactly yet. Of course, President Me knows what I did at the trade deadline. But either way, that is going to be at the end of this episode here today. And I hope you guys have had fun watching this one here. A big-time day from Jorge Soler again. But that's going to be it for me, everybody, here. Pablo Lopez, 5.2 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. So overall, not an awful game, but the bullpen here for Miami was very good, and this one shut the door. And so that'll be it for me. Hope everybody's having a great day. The summer has officially started for me here now. I'm in Colorado, back home, so hopefully, I don't know how consistent I'll be with the videos here, but hopefully I'll be more consistent in due time. But thank you guys for watching here. Remember to subscribe to the channel so you'll always be notified of when I come out with new videos. And I just appreciate everybody's support. And so there's another look at Jacob deGrom's night as well. Seth Lugo gets the loss in this one. But that'll do it for me here. You have been listening to Lucas from Mars. Have a great day, everybody. And God bless.